Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform, our platform to become your spiritual server. And interesting enough, I'm actually been considering changing my intro, or at least what I say. I've mentioned this in the past several videos, and I'm not going to change, of course, like the whole brand, of course, but I am thinking about giving it kind of like a facelift or a transformation. And I'm subject to do this, especially since Scorpio season is upon us and it represents Phoenix Rising. I am a 12th house Scorpio sun, so I'm definitely very much so predisposed to doing these revamps every now and again. But really, it's just because I want to have it reflect where my current energy and current vibration is. So I just want to make sure, so I can be, of course, delivering and giving you all the best information I can possible. But anyways, yeah, welcome to the daily reading for today, Monday, October the 22nd of 2018. I really appreciate you joining me in this video, and let's just dive right into it. So today for the cards, as you can see, we have the 8 of Wands and the 10 of Wands, and these are backed and supported by the card of Passion, which reads, the frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. Now, when we add the numbers up, 8 plus 10 plus 34, and you reduce all that, you get the number 7. 7 is number of spirit, lucky number 7. It's about connecting the spirit. It's about realizing that we are that bridge to source, that we don't need to go through any outside source or external stimuli to be able to connect with that which we call infinite source, God, Goddess, the universe, whatever you really want to term it. Truthfully, there's no word in any vocabulary, at least here in the 3D, that can accurately describe or encapsulate what that is. And of course, the moment that you kind of encapsulate it, it ceases to exist. But I'm even starting to wonder if that's completely true, if there aren't ways around that. But now today is going to be one of those days where we can feel so much brewing and getting ready to come forth and explode onto the scene. With these cards especially, when I think of passion, you do think of these deep reds, right? But then this card, it has like this orb of blue, and within that orb there's like almost like a sparkling sun. It almost sort of kind of looks like an atom too, and I feel like this is really a lot of the Scorpio energy that we're feeling. It's talking about how beneath these intense emotions lies a hidden gem of insight. Intense emotions is Scorpio, and we all can feel that the intensity of these deeper currents is really starting to make itself known, especially considering that today is the last day of the Sun in Libra. So with the last day of the Sun in Libra, we are going to be really focused on our relationships, and we're really going to be revealed to what has become of our relationships. Now, as the Sun makes its shift into Scorpio very soon, the following day, we are really going to be looking at and being revealed to what has transformed in our lives, what has transformed in our innermost worlds, what has transformed and transpired, what has been destroyed, what insecurities have been brought to the light, and now we must embrace. A lot of you, myself included, you've been hiding yourself from the world. Scorpio is where you go to hide things, but Scorpio is also the investigator. We have to consider that, of course, we do have Jupiter in Scorpio right now. We do have Mercury blazing forward in Scorpio. We do have Venus retrograde here as well, and the Sun will soon meet up with it. Now we also have the Moon today, which is going to be in Aries, It's going to trine the north node, sextile the south node at 1 degree. The north node is in Leo, south node is in Aquarius. It's going to make a square over to Saturn at 4 degrees. But at the time of me making this, the square is actually happening right now. It'll quincunx Venus retrograde as well. Now the moon in Aries means that this pulling the passion card first of all, we have fire on top of fire on top of fire, like arguably with the 8 of Wands plus the 10 of Wands plus passion. Essentially, there's going to be rapid development. Things are going to start moving really, really fast. People are going to start taking just actions just on an impulse. Especially with the moon in Aries, means that emotionally we're really going to be caught up in wanting to initiate certain projects for it, wanting to initiate the next stage of our lives for it. And this can result for some people, depending upon how they are reacting to their external stimulations and their internal stimulations. This can cause some people to act in a way that is very much so out of character. And they may act in a way that may, sever particular ties with certain people. This could be a day where, since, the sun is finishing up in Libra and people are really wanting to act in their passion, this volcano is kind of bubbling up. And it's really sprouting through the ocean. It's creating new land. People are going to find new purpose today. People are going to find a new way of being today in their relationships. Some people may just go way off the grid and just they may just not be feeling it. They may quit their jobs. They may break up with people, and then just go off on their own. They might try to become that island. And my caution with that is no man is an island, of course. No one person is an island. And we all really need each other. And even the island is still connected beneath the waves, beneath the currents, to the other land masses. You have to remember that too. It's still connected, even though it appears to be separate. So, today is a day where we really want to Today is going to be a day where we really want to be cognizant and aware of our emotions and how we are reacting. It can be a great day for harnessing your creativity though, but also the challenge of the day is that we're going to feel like we have a lot of hard work ahead of us, or we're going to be feeling like we've been bearing a load. That's what the 10 of Wands is. It's when you feel like you've been working so hard, working rugged. The 10 of Wands is it's in many ways, especially here in the Western world, that's kind of like how we operate throughout the week. We have so much to take care of, and there's so much that stacks on top of us. And by the time the weekend comes, we want to just kind of release into a kind of like a frenzy of activity and stuff. And it's interesting how even the days of our week are set up, and how they don't really, what we do on these days don't really match the vibration. Today with being Monday, it's the day of the moon, so you really do want to pay attention to the moon. And since the moon is in Aries, you really want to pay attention to your character, how you are initiating things, how you act on your impulses. This could be especially hard considering the fact that we are finishing up with this Libra season. That you want to consider. Yes, some people may be feeling quite selfish. There's nothing wrong with being selfish. Some people actually need to be more selfish right now. But we also still need to consider other people. We still have to consider that what we do and how we move within this ocean affects other people. I want you to think of everything as water for just a moment. Just for a moment, just think of everything as water. We're moving throughout a bubble in the ocean sometimes. We're moving throughout an ocean. And when you move, it causes ripples within that ocean. The ripples may be small, the ripples may be big. It doesn't really matter. But when you move, the water moves, because you are the water, right? So we absolutely do have an effect on people. Even if, we may be miles and miles away, we do have an effect on people. And today is a day where we are realizing that we do have to accept responsibility for how we affect other people. We also do have to take responsibility for what we feel we must do within our heart. And we have to be willing to open up and receive the miracle that our heart is wanting to give us or show us. The miracle of just it's incredible. Just, you know, the miracle of the body and life in general. It's like how, like, we don't have to, so many other systems that run this body, we don't have to like actively think about. It runs for us. And that's an incredible gift, an incredible miracle. So today's going to be a day where really, if you are willing to kind of, you know, not get swept away by this these super heavier currents that may have you acting out of character, although it could be very much so in character. It could be actually your actual authentic self, and people might think you're acting out of character. So there's that to consider as well. But if we allow ourselves to find that gem in the center of all this, you know, the thing about Scorpio, people like to think, you know, it's a tense energy, it's about the dark, but the well-traveled Scorpio, or the well-traveled person with, you know, Scorpio energy, or just whoever's playing out that energy signature in that time or moment, is willing to really go to the depths and investigate, because they can hear and just feel that gem. They can feel that light that's beneath all of that darkness. They can feel it, that's in there. And today's going to be a day where if you allow yourself to remain calm and find that calm within you, and that peace and that harmony, that integration of both of these aspects, and really actually use alchemy, because this is a form of alchemy. Scorpio and Sagittarius are in many ways are signs of alchemy. Libra is kind of included in that as well, but it really begins to take kind of like notice and effect in Scorpio, and then in Sagittarius is kind of even like, you know, kind of brought to another level, kind of almost like perfected, polished, if you will. If you allow yourself to remain polished throughout this, realize that today might kind of chip at you with different aspects of your soul coming up, because you're wanting to act on certain things. Some of you may be feeling very, very, very creative today. Some of you may be feeling like you find your purpose today. Things are going to be really moving fast today. That's what it's going to feel. But it's going to also feel like we're kind of carrying a heavy load at the same time. So it's kind of weird. So you can really stunt your growth today if you are, you know, react in a way where you're just completely out for your own gain and you're not really considering other people. You really can. But if you allow yourself to consider other people's needs and wants, and take them as your own, which is really how we develop empathy, is by taking other people's needs and wants as our own, because we're all reflections of each other. We allow ourselves to be calm and come to that center, we will find that gem and that eternal wisdom that does come with the Scorpio energy, and how we are truthfully all-powerful, all-abundant, infinite beings. And we always have been, and we always will be, even if there are times where we may have extended dark nights. It does not mean that we cannot find the light again, which is within us, which means that we actually become the light. And speaking of the light, we do have the sun quincunxing Chiron today, which, well, happened in the middle of the night. That was at 28 degrees. And we also have, of course, Mercury in Scorpio, sextiling Pluto in Capricorn at 18 degrees. So our minds are kind of ahead of this receptive energy and opening up, which is Venus energy. So our minds are already ahead. It's ahead of the sun, where the mind is really already thinking into the future as far as these deeper currents, deeper desires, and deeper wants. But we also have to consider that Jupiter, of course, is ahead of our mind. Jupiter is already opening up the gates to this new adventure. Jupiter has found the treasure, and now Jupiter is really beginning to ponder, question, and theorize on what to do with this treasure, how to move forward with this treasure, what doors are going to be open, what adventures, what roads, what people are we going to meet. We really are stepping into the next chapter, and this whole week really is really the whole just next couple of weeks is going to be, you're going to learn so much about yourself and who you are and what you stand for, and you're just going to be whisked away on an adventure. I'm telling you, the final couple of months of this year are going to be unlike anything that you've ever seen. And when coming into that new year, it's going to be really, really intense. It's really a beautiful transition that we're going through right now. and it can feel very intense. This whole entire year has felt very intense, but I promise you, even though we're going into Scorpio season, which is painted as dark, but it's actually pure, and it's also a great light that's within there, that you will see, especially by the time that Jupiter comes back into Sagittarius. This is it, guys. This is your new life. This is the next stage, the next season. In your saga, in your legend. You are a legend, right? You are a legend. And I really do feel like today is going to be a reminder of that. And I drew all the cards for the week in advance, and there are even like matchups between the energies as far as like the numbers, the way they add up to other parts in the week. So we're going to come back and actually remember this day on Monday about what we've learned about our relationships to other people, to ourselves, what has become of it, and how we can really begin to move forward and change and transform within ourselves, within our relationships, how we can really begin to open up to this deeper quality of wisdom, this deeper quality of harnessing and focusing our passion, our power, and our abundance to manifest what our heart really wants to express. I think that's it. That's a good stopping point, honestly. Just a little bit of update as far as how this week's going to go. I'm just going to force myself out of a rut that I've kind of been in creatively. And I've like the past few weeks I've felt lazy and stuff, and maybe you guys haven't seen it because I've still been putting out videos, but I felt from myself that I wasn't producing as much, and I'm just going to have to just throw myself into it, regardless of and not regardless of how I feel, but also just pushing past those initial objections, because I really do want to make a note where I put out a daily every day this week, including the weekend. I already drew cards for those days, and the cards are really awesome. I look forward to sharing that with you. So I'm just going to have to push through and deliver that to you all, for myself and of course for you all as well. But I want to, prove to myself that I can do it. Plus, this is such an important week, since we're going into Scorpio season. This is my time of year, so I really do feel like it's my calling to, become more productive and to put out more. I'm also going to be doing, let's see, what else am I going to, the Pokemon Oracle card reading that I was supposed to do last week. I'm sorry, I did not post the second part of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make another one of those this week, and I'm just going to do it all in one. So what will happen is that I'll just do the whole video in one go, and at some point you can pause the video and choose which part or whatever, and then I'll go from there. So I'm going to do one of those this week. I probably will do a weekly. I'm not sure how long it'll be, but I probably will do a weekly. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Scorpio season reading for all 12 signs, and I'm going to split it up. Since I didn't do the October monthly for the 12 signs, I figured I would definitely at least be able to do an October reading for all 12 signs. So I'm going to start working on that this week. They may not all come out, I'm gonna push to try and get them all out before Friday or so. So we'll be a little bit into Scorpio season, but I'm also planning on doing that as well. And I think that's it as far as what I plan on publishing on that end. I have other stuff in the works, but I'm gonna kind of keep that under wraps. So I want to just kind of, let them germinate a bit. Then I'll reveal those to you as well. But that is what I have for you in this reading. Utilize the energies today to the best of your ability. Work with them, play with them, create with them, and move forward. I love you all, my beautiful brothers and sisters. Y'all have a lovely, lovely day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, you can follow the link in the description below to the AquarianAdepts.com. I am still running my sale. This is actually probably about the last full week of my sale. It's going to end on October 31st, which, if anything, I'm probably going to keep well, actually no, I'm gonna change the promo code from Squirrel Squad to something else, but that's gonna be for like Halloween itself. So it'll be like a 1-day flash promo code sale to end by October. So, but if you would like to take advantage of that, I definitely highly encourage it. I've been doing readings for a while now for people. I've been looking at the astrology and tarot, and a lot of people have given me great feedback on what I was able to remind them of, because it's really just me reminding you of your gifts and your superpowers. Just another tool at looking at yourself and reminding yourself of who you are. So I highly encourage you to take advantage of this sale. I put my all into these readings. I really do put my heart and soul into these readings, and I learn just as much as you learn by doing this. I really do. Like, that's what I love about astrology. I learn just as much about this as you do, even though I feel like we're giving each other readings. I really do. It's a beautiful energetic exchange, and I would love to take part in one with you. And as always, my beautiful brothers and sisters, always remember to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often.